Not only did he win, he finished. These guys are throwing.
Yeah, they're scoring hard. And here comes Johnson. He got him.
Fight back.
Oh, Dante Johnson with another first-round finish here in Las Vegas.
Johnson is nasty, bro.
Dante, I didn't get to see much of your game because you made it look easy. Took this fight on short notice, and I loved your performance. Congratulations. Come on over here.
Donte Johnson!
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered.
Please tell me that's on video. I've never been happier.
I'm made for a fucking podcast. That's dangerous. Listen to me, we're at it.
Welcome to UFC Unfiltered, a UFC and Fanatics original production. Today, we have a young fighter, fought at heavyweight, Dante Johnson, and what a tremendous win on the Contender series last week. And Jon Anik, one of our favorites.
Jimmy,
Yes, bud.
Dante Johnson's only 209. Does he normally fight heavyweight?
He fought I think he's gone light heavyweight. We can ask him. But it's a crazy, he's fast, but that is a crazy, 4 fights at heavyweight, 2 fights at light heavyweight.
What does he want to stay at? Because 209's kind
I
of.
guarantee you it's going to be either light heavyweight or I'm even wanting to put down a middleweight. Because that's really low. Like even for light heavyweight, that's not heavy on fight day.
I can't wait to talk to Jon Anik. He's a good man.
He is a good man. How was Vegas?
Vegas was great, man. You know, I shot some stuff for the UFC. Oh, Dante is ready to go.
Yes.
We'll talk more about my adventures afterwards. Oh, there he is.
How you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
Dante, what's up,
Very
man?
good.
Congratulations on your career so far, man. Shit.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Things are going swimmingly. Let me ask you something. I see you at 209. Are you staying heavyweight or do you go light heavyweight?
Forward is actually middleweight, 185. So yeah. So weight at 209. I had to eat in order to make weight. In order to even fight at heavyweight. I woke up the day before weigh-ins at 201. So then I spent that whole day just eating to get over 207.
How did the fight come at heavyweight? Like what was the process of that? If you were having a hard time making heavyweight, how did that get booked like that?
It was a short notice fight, and I fought the majority of my fights at heavyweight up until my last 2 fights prior to the Contender series were light heavyweight against Ryan Parker and then James Ford. But my whole career has been at heavyweight.
What were you weighing in at, roughly? When you were fighting heavyweight, were they smaller guys, or were you weighing in at 215, 220?
No, man. About 4 years ago when I started this journey, when I walked into the gym, I was about 297.
Oh.
I was 297. So my fights ranged, my first amateur fight, I weighed in at 265.
Oh wow!
And then as the fights went on, and as my career, picked up, and as much as I was in the gym, my body naturally was just cutting weight.
Wow. Well, now, wait, have you ever fought at middleweight?
No, I haven't. Nope.
So now that should be interesting. Now, are you still dieting down to that? I mean, because I was wondering, why are you going right to middleweight and not light heavyweight? You just feel you're going to be more comfortable there? You're going to use the PI to cut?
That was the offer. That was the offer. They said, my manager hit me up, Mr. House, and he said, how soon can you make 85? And I told him, well, as soon as you need me to be. So I told him, whenever you need me to make 185, I'll make it.
When you came in, you played college football, right? So you're obviously a really big dude. What was the difference that got you so far? 'Cause that's a huge weight cut from like in the 290s down to like one. That's like 100-pound difference.
Right. Obviously, God, man. God, that's gonna be my answer for a lot of questions. God, he guided me along the way. And obviously I had to work hard. I had to row the boat, but I know who was steering me every step of the way.
Let's talk about your journey real quick, because you were in college football. When did you delve into the arts? How old were you when you started punching, kicking, or strangling somebody?
Like when my dad first got out of prison, my dad, he fought his whole life, not necessarily sanctioned, but my fighting runs in my family. They're from Cincinnati, Ohio, and my grandma fought. Fighting has just always been one of those things that's always brought the family together. Fighting has always been relevant in our family. So I didn't get into the gym until about 4 years ago, going on like 4 years. But I wrestled in high school. I was always an athlete. I played football, I wrestled, I did track. But when I really walked in the gym and was like, okay, this is what I want to do, that was about 4 years ago.
I think Matt and I both caught the same thing. We both looked. Did you say your grandmother fought?
Yeah.
What did she fight in? That's the first time I've ever heard a fighter say that.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. So it's not, like I said, it's not necessarily sanctioned. My family's from Cincinnati, Ohio. They just grew up fighting. They grew up street fighting.
Okay.
They grew up fighting for, it's like shooting craps or something, or gambling. That's what they used to do for fun. That's what they used to do to put money in their pockets.
Just a tough lifestyle. Okay.
Jimmy, you're acting like your mother grandmother wasn't a street fighter.
No, my grandmother was more of a kickboxer and a bikini model.
So Dante, how old were you when you had your first fight?
I was 21.
No,
I was 22.
22.
Yeah,
how did
22.
that feel compared to, blocking the quarterback? I'm not really into football, but it's making a touchdown. How did it feel? The glory of winning your first fight. Is that when you knew you were hooked? How'd you feel?
Yeah, the feeling was nothing else. Like I said, I did a lot of athletics growing up, football, wrestling. It was similar to like when I wrestled at state in high school. It was very similar. But yeah, obviously it's definitely in its own category. It's fighting is its own different thing. So I would say it was similar to the feeling I had when I was wrestling. But now, it's a little more amplified, seeing that the risk is a little more amplified as well.
And Darian Abbey, the fight was so good. He landed a couple of shots in the beginning, it seemed, but it didn't seem to really do any damage. And he was a very noticeably bigger guy, and just you're really devastating, and you're very fast. So I was wondering, I always thought maybe you kept the weight low for a speed advantage, but you didn't seem to have any problem handling a bigger guy.
No, not at all. Like I said, I've been a big guy my whole life. And this next fight, once it actually gets solidified, is at 185. I haven't weighed 185 since middle school. So I'm used to the big guys. I'm used to that weight. I'm used to carrying that weight. I'm used to dealing with the weight from playing football. I played D-line. I was a D-lineman. I was a nose guard. I was a 3-tech, and I played on the outside a little bit. But I'm used to getting double teamed by 600 plus pounds, so it's something that my body's used to. So at this point, it's just second nature.
Cutting down the weight to 185. Have you gotten a little bit of practice doing that? Just because of the depletion of it's sometimes it's a big cut, especially when you were weighing in at heavyweight at one point. So are you concerned that it'll be a tough cut for you?
Not at all. Not at all. I woke up yesterday after my first workout of the day yesterday. I was 194.6.
Hey, your mantras: don't back up, find a chin, break a chin.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, is it just something to motivate you, or where'd that come from?
100%. The find the chin, break the chin. That's what my grandma tells me before every fight.
Oh,
so right. So for me personally, I'm good at I'm good with simplifying things. So I'll. It's like you take a lemon and you squeeze everything out of it just to make lemonade. Just to make lemonade. So I obviously there's a lot more that goes behind that, but I simplified in my mind because that's really. It works for me. It works for me, and then, my body will follow.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, Dante, first time on here, we like to get to know the guys a little bit. What do you like to do when you're not being a total savage training? What are some of your hobbies? Are you a big book reader? You into some Netflix shows? What are you, a movie guy? What do you like to do in your downtime?
Me personally, when I'm not in the gym, I mean, I do read books, mostly the Bible. I read the Bible every day.
Nice.
Other than that, really just anything that brings me a peace of mind. I'm not a big gamer. I don't really have the attention span to really. I don't want to say that, but I'm not really. I watch movies, but it's hard for me to sit down and just keep watch a full movie. But really just find something that brings me peace, and that's usually just be around family, be around my loved ones when I'm not at the gym. I got nephews, I got nieces, so that's usually what I do. I try to get out and about.
Obviously, when guys train, you train for a much longer than a first round, but all of your fights have gone out in the first round. At least your pro fights have. What do you do to prepare yourself? Because obviously, as the guys get better, the competition gets better. Those guys are good at surviving things, and some fights are going to go the distance occasionally. It's part of it. And what do you do to kind of prepare yourself for that? I mean, because you don't want to get spoiled and think they're all going to end in the first.
100%. And that's why I just I get up and I work hard. I work hard, and I that's what I do every single day, and that's what I have a lot of faith in that. I'm getting at least three to four workouts in a day. So when we do hit that point, where I am in there with another killer, and we do get out of the first round, it's something that I'm fully prepared for. I'm doing when I train. I don't even use the clock. We'll put on 30 minutes on the clock, and me and my buddy will spar for 30 minutes. We'll grapple for 30 minutes.
I was going to ask him because, we're partnered up with Fanatics. Yeah, let me ask you, Dante, if you could get one autograph from any athlete, alive or dead, who would it be?
One autograph from any athlete. Any athlete, huh? I'd say Muhammad Ali.
Ah, very nice.
Yes.
Like that. We get that one before. We got that one. He's very inspirational.
100%. Top to bottom.
And Dante, when you were growing up, you said it was a fighting city, kind of like. Did you fought a lot, like out in the street? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. That's what we did for fun. Me and my brother, we were just talking about it actually. We used to walk around town with boxing gloves, asking people to box. That's what we used to do.
Would people take you up on that? Who's going to fight some guy who's got his own boxing gloves walking around? That's fucking crazy. People would actually fight you in the street with boxing gloves?
Yeah. We've had a number of I don't even know. I can't even count on two hands how many fights we've had just growing up, and just that's what we did. That's what we did for fun.
So doesn't that feel great that you're doing this now for a living? Like, isn't it phenomenal?
100%. It's prayers answered. It's prayers answered. And it's a lot of confirmation, and a lot of confirmation knowing that I'm doing what God put me on this earth to do. Because even as a youngin', that's what we did. We fought, we did that, and then I went out and played college football, and it's nice to see everything come back full circle. And I know this is exactly what I should be doing right here.
Oh, heck yeah. Hey, what are your friends from the neighborhood, especially, what does your grandmother think? What are they must be so proud.
Yeah, most definitely. They're proud. I was riding, I ride my bike and stuff throughout. I go on bike rides almost every day, and, it's nothing but love, nothing but support. And, it's all appreciated. It's all appreciated.
Man, dude, you got the world by the nuts, Dante. I'll tell you, you're doing phenomenal. I like when people are like, oh, well, let's see if he can handle a second round. That's the problem you want to have. Keep knocking him out. Let's try never to make a second round. This is going fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the goal. And like my grandma always, she always also tells me before I fight, get in there and get the job done. You don't get paid by the hour. So go in there, find the jaw, and then break the jaw. So that's what we've been doing.
Do you have a time frame on when you're going to make a middleweight debut?
Soon. The talks are in November. So quick turnaround. We're ready for it. We came out in good health. So we've been grinding since we got off the plane.
Well,
you're young as hell too, man.
Really
You're gonna be able
exciting.
to handle that, no problem. 26, shoot, that's great, man. Everything looks like it's happening at the right time for you.
100%. It's divine. And I can't thank nobody but God the way everything's been playing out.
How did you feel when you were walking out to the Octagon? I mean, that must have been something.
Yeah. I felt, obviously before a fight, you feel a number of emotions. You feel, everything is kind of, for me at least, the butterfly. What Jon Jones said, the butterflies are in formation. You feel it, but then at that moment, I feel alive. I feel alive, and I love it. I know that I'm alive, and when I'm walking out, I was, I felt ready. I felt ready, and I felt ready to go to war.
Shit, yeah. I love that feeling.
Right,
a little tingling.
Yeah, it's
I like that. The butterflies are in formation. That's very witty. Because you're going to feel it. And people are like, oh, is that being scared? No. You're about to experience something pretty radical. You're not, you're going in there to kill or be killed. You got somebody going in there to do bodily harm to you. I don't care who you are. I don't get the butterflies moving around.
Right. 100%. And it's something that has to be embraced. And it's something that has to be appreciated as well. Like I said, I feel alive and I love it. I love that feeling.
I say this. I always tell them, I go, don't that feeling you're feeling is the feeling of feeling alive. I would say the same shit because it's an odd feeling. If you haven't felt it before, it's like, what is this? What am I? I'm not a coward. What am I feeling here? I'm nervous. I'm feeling some anxiety, but you get to own it the more you're in there.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, jump in the grappling competition, Jimmy. He's doing jiu-jitsu. I want him to feel this in his loins.
Not feeling any type of jitters would probably be abnormal and almost unhealthy because when you're feeling those things in your stomach, your brain works faster, your body reacts faster, you're kind of hyper aware of everything. I think if you're just too calm and have no fear or no hesitation or none of to me, the senses are a little bit dulled. I don't think it's good to not have it.
No, I agree 100%. Like, it's something that I've noticed and that, I talk about sometimes is like, your senses and like all your senses, your eyes, the way you hear, just the way you feel is very intensified. Like it gets to the point where like now when I walk in to the ring, like I can feel like the heat coming off of the lamps. When I'm in the cage, like I can feel the heat. I can feel, and it's a good feeling, because it's a feeling of awareness. It's awareness, and it's very instinctive, and I like that. I really do.
Well, congratulations, man. It was a great fight, a devastating, really, really impressive win, and you absolutely deserve your spot in the UFC. And look forward to see you fight. I hope it's in November. I can't wait to see you at middleweight. That's going to be really to see how you go down and like how big you look in the cage at middleweight. It's going to be fun to watch.
Exciting, Dante. Exciting, man. Some new blood in there. You're a killer. Yeah. Your grandmother raised you right with all those talks.
Right.
Love it, man. Can't wait to see you in there, man. It's exciting. Come back if you do damage the first time. Come back on and bullshit with us.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, we'll be talking soon.
All right. Awesome, thank you, Dante.
Congrats again, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. God bless you.
All right, Warrior.
Okay, buddy. Take care.
It's good, Jimmy.
That's a big jump down.
He said he's walking around 197. He's going to do that. And he probably never had coaches like as far as to do that with. So if the PI is going to help him, I think it's not going to be a problem. I think he's going to be a problem for the middleweights,
And college football, you're probably eating, you're just bulking up and you're lifting. Like it's probably a different regimen than what you're doing now. But that's a huge jump down in weight. And when Anik comes on, of course, we're going to ask him, Matt, about this. I think it's this Saturday in Paris. Let me make sure.
Yes.
Yeah, September the 6th. Imavov against Brahio. What a great fight.
I like that, Kyle Bahio.
I do too. And Rufi and Saint Denis as the co-main is a great fight too.
It is. It is. Saint Denis didn't really. He's been having a little bit of a rough go. What was his last one?
I thought he rebounded after losing 2 straight.
He lost 2 straight, and then he rebounded. So he got back on the horse. Jimmy?
Yeah.
He got back on that horse.
This is a great fight.
So
And by the way, this Saturday, sorry, Matt, prelims are at noon, which I love on ESPN Plus. Here's the best news for Saturday. I'm working. I'm down in the South. I'm going to be in like North or South Carolina. Main card, 3:00. I can watch the fights this week. I love it.
You know what's wild about that? I'm going to be in Keighley, Yorkshire.
What are you doing there?
England.
You guys looking for a fight?
No, I'm not looking for any trouble. I'm going to do a seminar over there at my buddy Jedi Mike's place. The MAC MMA school. I'm going to be over there.
So when do you leave today, right?
I leave in an hour.
And
to the airport.
When is your seminar?
I think Saturday.
Oh, you give yourself a day to collect because the hour.
Yeah, man.
It's a weird 6 hour difference.
They're going to show me a good time, I mean, they've been asking me for a little bit, and I don't usually do a ton of seminars. But then if I get to like the guy, and I'm like, all right, I can tell he's a good people. Yeah, shit, man, I'll come across the pond.
And then
show you how to get out from bottom and take some limbs. What's that?
They fly you over?
Yes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. How far from London?
You know what stinks though, Jimmy? I don't want to sound like a fancy pants.
What?
I'm going to go economy. And that does suck. I don't want to. I know I'm sounding like this is a first world problem type thing. I know, but come on, man. It kind of sucks. But you know what? I'm going to do it.
Understand this.
You know why?
I wouldn't fly economy to save the life of a friend.
You know what, though, Jimmy?
What?
I like to give back.
Sure.
I'm going to go out there. I'll go on there. I'll listen to my Kindle. Oh, as we're talking, I'm going to tell them to charge my Kindle downstairs. But go ahead.
You fly a lot, Matt. Do you have like frequent flyer stuff? Like, are you tied in with these? Because maybe you could upgrade with miles or something.
No, I really should be doing that thing because I'm on the plane.
Yeah.
I'm the worst.
You and your wife should investigate it and let her help you with it and maybe keep it organized because it would be to have all these things. It adds up after a while.
Yeah, I know, Jimmy. But you know what? Are we going to talk about some fights or no?
Oh, we got to do a couple of picks too, Matt. Let's do a couple of picks at least before
That's what I want to do before the great Jon Anik gets on. And, he's in the new Naked Gun.
I did not see it. I heard
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I was laughing.
It was one of those movies I would never see. I hate remakes, but then someone's like, it's fucking hilarious. So I'm going to watch it. I love Liam Neeson. So
he's good. I'm telling you. And Pam Anderson was good in it.
Liam Neeson is funny. Like, did you ever see the sketch with Ricky Gervais where they're doing this thing where Liam Neeson, they sit at a desk and he goes, I want to do improvisational comedy. And his scenario is just so unfunny. It's really a fucking great sketch.
He's got that dry humor.
When you watch that, you're like, yeah, Liam Neeson can do anything. I mean, he's great. He's really funny.
Let's do some picks. That's what I want to do.
I'm looking up Imavov and I am looking up Kyle. Oof.
Hey, I like Kyle Bahio, and I'm going to take him in this fight. I'm taking him in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, Cannonier, Paul Craig, Magomedov, Olajaychuk. I mean,
it might go to distance.
Imavov.
I'm going to say 4th round stoppage by Kyle Bahio. That's what I'm going to say. I said it.
I don't want to. I like him too much to bet against him, so I'll take him by. We like to take different fights. Let me
fun.
Co-main. I think I'm going to take Mauricio.
In 5 years' time. Jimmy, 5 years' time by Noah and the Whale. Oh, what a fun song.
I'm going to take...
All right. You write that down for later.
Roofie.
Jimmy. Jimmy, I'll do the Jeopardy thing.
I'll take him by second round stoppage. Roofie by second round stoppage. Roofie by second round stoppage.
That's not a bad pick. I'll tell you right now. He's looking solid.
Yes.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. We got 2 more to pick. You know?
I'm looking up Bukakis right now. Kudalaba against.
Oh man, these are tough to pick, to be honest.
This is a hard one. Because I love Paul Craig, and he's coming off literally he has only 1 win since 2022, and he hasn't looked. I mean, Mulatto was an illegal up kick, but Nickel, Kyle Bryant knocked out. I think I'm gonna have to take Bukakis in this. I'll take him by decision over Paul Craig.
Okay.
And I hate it. I really like Paul Craig.
We had Bad Travaris. Why am I stuttering?
Brad Tavares.
Travaris. Say it again. What's the matter with me?
Tavares. T-A-V-A.
Tavares. Brad Tavares. Yes. Thank you.
I said Tavares.
Listen, I'm not trying to get all high maka on you.
No, I know.
But Brad Tavares
against
versus Robert Berzik.
Brycek, yeah.
I'm gonna say Brad Tavares by decision.
Okay.
That's what I said. I like this. I like Sam Hughes a lot. She's a grinder, man. Yeah. But Shauna Bannon, 2-1 in the UFC, 7-1 all around. She's a problem, but Sam Hughes has more experience. And I'm going to bank on that. And I'm going to say Sam Hughes is going to win by decision. I said it.
Interesting fight, Matt, on the main card. Pitbull, again, I don't know how to say the name properly. So Losane Kita, is that how you say the name?
Yes.
Jon Anik will know him when he's here. He can correct me. That is a very interesting fight. Kita is 16-1, and he was a champion in other promotions. And this looks like it's his UFC debut against Pitbull, who's having his 3rd UFC fight. I think he beat Ige by decision. He lost his first one. It was 1-1 in the UFC. I might have to take Pitbull in this one. I think Pitbull. I'm going to take Pitbull by submission in the 2nd round. I think this is his 3rd UFC fight. I think I think by this point, maybe a little of the nerves or whatever is settled in. I'm going to take Pitbull by submission. He better not make a fool of me. And that's
all right. All right. There you go. We got all 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Jimmy, I went to Vegas with the wife, did something for the UFC. It was nice.
That's nice.
It's not going to air till next year, so
How long did you stay?
I'll leave everybody in suspense.
Yeah,
I was there from Wednesday till Monday.
Oh, you're there for a few days.
Yeah, man.
What hotel?
We were at the Red Rock.
Oh, nice.
There's no riffraff there besides that one guy that I mounted who invited.
Oh, you got rid of him.
Yeah, he was the one guy. We got him out of there. So
yeah,
you're welcome, Red Rock. And we have a good time, man. And you ever hear of Chris Angel, Mind Freak?
Yeah, I know Chris. I
know him too. He grew up in East Meadow, my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
We're the 2 guys that make it out.
Yeah.
So I hit him up, and his bodyguard Chemo is good friends with my buddy John Rollo, who does Rogan's with me.
Yeah.
Rollo. So Chemo was this guy's like a big, I don't know if he's Samoan, but he's a big dude. He's such a nice guy. He was taking care of me and my wife. So he got us in there. We went, Chris Angel hooked us up.
You saw the show?
Yeah, I saw the show, brought us
great,
backstage, the whole thing. It was nice. It was nice. It was a good time. He shouted me out afterwards and stuff. It was nice. You know. I mean, I was going to get laid anyway, but if I wasn't,
but
sorry.
But that didn't hurt.
That didn't hurt.
That didn't hurt.
The wife got excited.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, let's get the great Jon Anik in here.
Yeah. Hey, John.
Sorry, guys. Zoom had to re-download
All
Microsoft
good,
Teams earlier, but we're here. Can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah,
buddy.
John, we got you, man. You see Ray Longo more than I do.
I see Ray Longo every Monday now, coming up on 11 years. Is that not nuts?
Oh, wow.
That's actually nuts.
I mean,
they do the
it's almost
podcast.
it's essentially the same as you guys. But yeah, I mean, he's probably missed 3 shows in 11 years of Mondays, you know?
He's not now, he's very popular. He's not gunning for Kenny's spot, is he? He's not trying to push that minute longer.
No, but we sort of in a joking manner solicited sponsorships for the Ray Longo Minute for the first time last week and got all these inquiries. So, money hasn't always led the dance for our show, but I do believe with a little sweat equity, he could get his segment sponsored very easily.
He can be lazy with that stuff, though. You're going to have to light a fire on that.
Well, I mean, it's a long story. We could talk offline, right? Our deal with DraftKings, there are a lot of different pieces to it. But, we spend a ton of money investing in the show in terms of social media and other things. And, there's just a lot of chefs, that we
Hey, too many chefs in the kitchen is no good, Jon Anik. Jon Anik, what is your shirt?
One more sleep.
Oh, does it say one more on that? Oh, that's
but this is a faded one. This is an old school one. But yeah, it applies to anything, as you guys know, right? I mean, it can apply to anything. In this case, for me, it will soon apply to Canelo v. Crawford.
Are you excited about that? Now, do you follow the boxing like you do mixed martial arts?
No. So the last boxing match that I called was the 2010 WBC heavyweight championship between Vitaly Klitschko and Shannon Briggs. 15 years between assignments. But had I not hosted the Mouthpiece Boxing radio show in Boston 23 years ago in 2002 and 2003, I never would have started covering mixed martial arts. So the jumping off point for me in terms of combat sports journalism was boxing. But no, I have not followed it. I've been working very hard to try to close that gap to whatever degree I can.
How much research do you have to do when you haven't called a sport in so long? Because you guys, when you're calling fights, there's so many intricate things you're picking up from other fights and just little things you're throwing in that it's such a language to speak. How do you refresh yourself for such a big fight?
Jim, it's a real challenge, and there are only so many hours in the day, and I only have so much bandwidth, right? I have 3 young kids. Certainly, as Maddie can attest, you don't just stop parenting because you get a big assignment. So, I won't be watching the NFL season opener on Thursday night, and I won't be watching much of the NFL this Sunday. I've been prepping some of the prelim guys today, like Steven So Cold Nelson. It's sort of weird for me doing fighter cards on these boxers, right? But I know nothing. I mean, I have certainly followed the careers from afar of Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford, but in terms of these preliminary fighters and some of these guys who are wicked green, there's only so much I can do. I'm trying to maximize every hour. I don't necessarily know in terms of the fight week exactly what I'm walking into in terms of responsibilities and deliverables, but I'm excited, I'm thankful they called my number, but as I've said to you guys in the past, my anxiety is all rooted in the preparation and not the performance, and right now I'm embedded in all of that prep.
Are you going to be in Paris for the fight?
No.
Okay. Do you know how to? This is driving me crazy. Pitbull is fighting. Do you have the card? I don't know how to say the guy's name. Losine Kita, is that how you say it?
So the last name is Keita, right? But as yet, we do not have the audio file. So he has not, as of this taping, said his name to tape, which he will do in Paris this week. We went with Losine Keita on our podcast, which taped before we had the file. But eventually that file will be out there. But the last name is Keita, and he's accomplished a lot of things. It's an interesting fight. So
yeah.
Hey, Jon Anik, I am such a movie guy. And I didn't know until I seen it, the new Naked Gun, which I was pleasantly surprised. I know you're in the movie. Have you seen the movie?
The movie was fantastic. Just throw my cameo to the side. I don't know objectively what you thought. I thought it was a tidy 85 minutes, Maddie. I thought it was great.
I didn't expect to be laughing out loud. It was funny.
Yeah, dude.
It was good. It and the gags, I was wondering if that humor would hold up in 2025. And I grew up on the airplane movies and all that stuff. So I was just pleasantly surprised. I had doubts it would work. But everything from the sight gags with the sexual stuff to just the way he would deliver his lines. There's a line in there, I'm not going to use it, when he was talking about a girl's hiney.
Yeah.
It was just, it'll floor you. Jimmy, it's good.
It was the best line in the movie. I know exactly what you're talking about, right? I went to the premiere in New York City with my daughter, who is 14.
Oh, no!
Well, she's 14, and there are only a couple things that I think are,
Hey, John, this is the thing. I want to take my kids to it too, but the sight gags with the sexual stuff is pretty.
Yeah,
I got to cover there. I mean, listen, I'll watch murder in front of them, but I don't want to. That was kind of graphic.
But bro, in the trailer, and we happen to be in the goddamn trailer right before they show us, is that visual. And was I not going to give my daughter this once in a lifetime experience, because that is something that happens in the movie for a second, right? I had to do it. But yeah, the movie itself was great. Like, Pamela Anderson absolutely fucking crushed it, right?
She was great.
Jim, do you know like scat singing or whatever it is?
Yeah, didn't Cab Calloway used to do that?
Yeah.
That
So
Butcher stuff.
I didn't know when I watched the movie that it helped Pamela Anderson get the role in the movie, that she had that as a pre-existing skill, but she absolutely killed it doing that amongst many other different things in the film that were asked of her. But the guy who deserves all the credit is Akiva Schaffer, and he was aligned with Dick in the Box on Saturday Night Live back in the day, among many other different things. But he is the director and the brains behind that whole movie, and I think it's going to do well enough where they might call Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson's number again and do a sequel to this.
I didn't have expectations of it because I hate remakes, and then people I know saw it and they go, "It's hilarious!"
It's good.
And I think part of it is because to do a role like that really well. Look at Leslie Nielsen, or you look at Airplane, Peter Graves. They're serious actors delivering ridiculous dialogue, and that's why it works, because Liam Neeson is such a great actor. Deadpanning nonsense is absolutely hilarious.
No, you're right.
And
I have to say, and I'll say it efficiently in 15 seconds, Leslie Nielsen is one of the greatest of all time. May he rest in peace, right? And Liam Neeson could maybe get on the level and do as well, but there was no way he was going to do better than what Leslie Nielsen did in the Naked Gun series. So, maybe he came close. He did exceedingly well. Great job by Seth MacFarlane to cast him, but nobody's touching Leslie Nielsen. Let's be honest. If you haven't seen the original Naked Guns, go watch his excellence.
Yeah.
And you said it really kind of quickly. What's a dick in a box?
So I'm sorry. So there's a famous Saturday Night Live skit, Justin Timberlake, Dick in a Box.
Dick in the Box. And Andy Samberg.
Yes, Andy Samberg. Yes, thank you, Jake. So Akiva is very close with Andy, and just a lot of comedic geniuses, if I can call them that. And Akiva was a really nice guy, and we had him wearing a One More Sleep t-shirt the night before the premiere, so very excited that the movie did well. And they may not call our number for the sequel, but I think they might do another one.
Did you have to do anything? Because I don't know what your cameo is. Were you in like a mic and a headset, or were you doing something else?
So I was playing myself in the movie. Originally, Michael Bisping and I showed up. We were Chet and Bob on our trailers, but eventually, in the evolutionary process of the movie, they felt like it would be more authentic if we played ourselves. But I had a few lines in the movie and then several things that were cut. I got to do a stunt, I got to wear a vest and get pulled onto a wrestling mat. Essentially the third member of our broadcast team, this great actor, Wilbur Fitzgerald, his stuntman was tackling me, or, I get tackled in the movie, and this ended up on the cutting room floor. But essentially, I turn to Michael Bisping with a mic, and I say, well, Michael, and the next thing you know, I'm looking up at the stars, and they put a vest on you, cut a hole in the back of your suit, and they pull you with great force, from a vertical position horizontal. And thankfully, we only had to do it 3 times because I woke up pretty sore the next day. But I certainly wasn't going to have a stuntman go in there and do it for me at whatever
Not up
age.
in here. Not up in here. Hey, and your brother just was doing the
dirty boxing
shit. What was he doing?
And he's doing all sorts of grappling stuff, which I know would make you proud.
Yeah.
Doing the PGF World stuff, successive weeks in Las Vegas. They're doing great things. Dirty boxing. Yeah, he's really starting to cut his teeth, and he loves it, just embedded in this combat sports world. And the grappling, it's interesting because he's ingested a lot of it. And there are a lot of people, Maddie and Jim, who are devoting their lives to trying to make these amazing sports, right, individually within combat better, right? And I think Brandon B-Mac, right, this dude who's involved with the PGF World, like, he's trying to leave the sport of jiu-jitsu not only better than he found it, right, but competitively creating a league that has real traction. And Kenny and I were talking just this week, there are a lot of jiu-jitsu players that are making 6 and 7 figures, and not just on the mats, because this sport has evolved, and there are a lot of people within it who are doing really good things. So yeah, my brother is off and running, and hopefully the UFC gives him a shot at some point in time.
Is the dirty boxing? I think I've seen clips of it. The different, it's not like bare knuckle is bare knuckle, but dirty boxing, they're using like kind of MMA gloves boxing. Is that what that is?
You can knee, you can elbow, you can ground and pound as long as you're upright. You can Superman punch, which you can't do in regular boxing, right? You can actually leave your feet. They're trying, and it's 3-minute rounds, very ingestible, a lot of knockouts. Jairzinho Rozenstruik just won the inaugural belt. He's the heavyweight champion, but yeah, I think he's going to fight Andrei Arlovsky in his first defense. Bouts of consequence, right? You talk about bouts of consequence, right? And say what you want about Rozenstruik and Arlovsky. They've fought prior at this stage of their respective careers. I think within that rule set, that bout is more consequential, obviously, than it would be in the UFC. But that's the goal for all these promotions, right? Is marrying something that's exciting like dirty boxing with bouts of actual consequence, and not just guys in the twilight of their combat sports careers.
I also think big guys like that, because they say the power is the last thing to go, will do well with that. They don't have to worry about some smaller or faster guy taking them down. And there's no kicks, right? So it's just basically you have to worry about your fists and guarding. And I think that's a better route for a bigger guy to go. I don't like the bare knuckle as much. All I keep thinking about is the hands breaking.
Yeah, and I don't believe you can actually knee in dirty boxing. I think it is all upper body. But yeah, the bare knuckle is pretty raw, and a lot of things going on, and trying to leverage the identical twin thing as best we can. And football season's around the corner, which is a big time in our lives, the NFL. So it's an exciting time.
And the podcast.
Yeah.
You're still killing it with it.
Well, it's a lot of work, so we're going into whatever year 11. Well, I produce it in a lot of respects, right? I mean, and I don't necessarily, I book the guests, right? And it's not a guest-driven program. Otherwise, we'd be calling your number every other day of the week, you guys, right? But I know that putting fighters on my show would drive numbers, but we are sort of married to the content that we have been doing, our meat and potatoes, really not all that unchanged for the better part of 11 years, that caters to our audience. And we've had great sponsors and supporters, and thankful to have been nominated by Fighters Only for a World MMA Award for that show for the 3rd successive year. So doing our thing. But yeah, it's a lot of work, just every Monday, right? We have already gotten ready for the UFC show in totality that weekend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So as soon as we bury a show, like Kenny Florian on Monday after a UFC pay-per-view has to be completely locked in on Imavov and Bohalio. He's already made 6 picks on this fight card, and it's 4 days away. So there's a lot of prep to do what we do, but we love it, and it'll always be free. It'll never be behind a paywall of that, I can assure you.
Can I ask you, who did he take in the main and the co-main? Do you know who he took?
So I can tell you who he bet on. Yeah. So he, and I believe our handicappers were actually split. So Ken Flo put $800 on Mauricio Rufy against Benoit Saint-Denis.
Okay.
And then he did a $200 parlay, if you're curious, on Modestas Bakauskas against Paul Craig and Mason Jones against Bolaji Oki. I think they both had Bohalio in the main event, but maybe Ken Flo was on the Imavov side. But it's a fascinating fight, you know?
It is. And the Paul Craig Bukauskas is one. I think I took Bukauskas in that, but I like Paul so much, but he seems to be having a tough run, and sometimes guys pull out of that, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, Modestas Bukauskas is an interesting story. I'm part Lithuanian, so I'm sort of partial to the guy, but he is now training with Tom Aspinall. There's some really good content on MMA Junkie, just some great quotes from Modestas about every time he's around Tom, he's like, I need a fucking notebook because I'm trying to write something down in terms of what the guy does, either with training or diet or nutrition. So I think that alignment for Modestas is huge, and I actually think things like that move the money line. You know what I mean? Like when people go read about that alignment with Bukauskas and Aspinall, they go and throw Modestas in parlays. That's a real thing. But yeah, Paul Craig, 500 fighter in the UFC. I think he's the most decorated submission artist in UFC light heavyweight history, though, so always has that wild card. Has tried dutifully to develop his boxing. It just hasn't necessarily happened for him.
And Conor has officially been taken out of the UFC rankings. That's correct, right? I believe I heard that.
That it sounds like that would be about time, James.
I agree. I totally agree. But I'm just saying how great it is that they're able to survive. Like guys like him and Jon Jones no longer fighting. It's the ability to keep building people that people want to watch, where they're not just the success of the UFC isn't built on only a couple of guys anymore.
So one of my primary jobs, what I'm paid to do, is to help them build stars, to humanize these guys and help them build stars across an 8-hour telecast, every other Saturday night, at least in the case for me, right? 20 plus shows a year. So, and this may sound hyperbolic and like I'm a UFC commentator or a shill, right? But the cupboard is never bare. It just isn't. Like Israel Adesanya made his UFC debut 7 years ago, 2018, right? Not all that long ago. And he became a superstar. And now people are like, man, what are you going to do without Izzy, right? Just got here 7 years ago. Alex Pereira, right? When did he make his UFC debut? Right. I think after COVID-19, right? So I never really worry too much about superstars. I can't sit here and tell you the extent to which Ilia Topuria moves the needle in the U.S. compared to globally. I mean, he is ubiquitously regarded as a global superstar. I don't know exactly what the numbers are, but I'm charged with building these guys, and I'm glad to hear you say that you feel like the cupboard's not bare, because I hear a lot of sort of empty, lazy rhetoric about, oh, man, what's the UFC going to do? I mean, I could list, 10, 15 stars right now. As far as I'm concerned, Thug Nasty Bryce Mitchell's a star.
I agree. Yeah. And I never care. Like, if certain guys don't want to fight, there's fights as a fan, but if certain guys are like, I'm like, Dad, don't fight. I don't give a fuck. Like, there's 10 other guys I want to watch. And that really is, and I'm not just saying that because, again, I'm with the UFC as well. I really mean that. Like Aspinall, I want to see him fight anybody. I want to see Pantoja fight anybody, Volkanovski fight anybody. So yeah, they're definitely. I'm really happy that they are able to do that. Is kind of the point. I think I'm glad that Conor is off, not because I don't like him, but because he's not active.
Yeah.
Shit, man. Hey, Jon Anik, we usually ask this of the fighters, but you're such a sports guy. I want to know. Where, we're partnered up with Fanatics. If you could get one autograph from any athlete, dead or alive, who would it be?
Well, I was going to get Bill Belichick's signature tattooed on my body until I realized that the guy just prints his fucking name. He doesn't even sign it. So the signature's so bad that I wouldn't even put it on my body. But Bill Belichick, the greatest American football coach of all time, head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels right now, but won 6 Super Bowls for the New England Patriots and just brought so much joy to my family's life. So,
wow, you didn't have to hesitate at all. You had that in the chamber.
Well, and he's not even an athlete. There it is, right? See, he just writes his name.
He can't write cursive. He probably can't write cursive.
So am I going to get that tattooed on my body? Probably not. Now, he's not an athlete, right? So Nomar Garciaparra, Larry Bird. I mean, there are a lot of Boston names I could throw out there, but Bill Belichick, man.
What about Jim Rice?
Nomar was my guy. Yeah, Jim Rice.
I love Jim Rice.
I was actually reading recently at Jim Rice, right back in the day, a kid got hit with a foul ball. Jim Rice runs into the fucking stands, and takes the kid to medical support. Yeah.
What about Louis Tiant?
Yeah, on and on it goes. I mean, you're dating yourself a little bit, right? I'm right there with you, though, born in the 1970s. Yeah, so exciting time to be a Boston Red Sox fan right now. But it is such an exciting time to be a sports fan in September to begin with. And then we got this Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford fight, which is just wildly exciting. And sometimes I wonder the extent to which this fight would be on my radar if the assignment that I was initially going to do wasn't pulled from me. Like Jean Lord Silva is fighting in San Antonio, Texas on September 13th against Diego Lopez, right? And it's not even on my radar at all. So I've had to pivot, but it's just an amazing time to be a sports fan. And yeah, the focus for me is less weaponry right now, just a couple of hands, but excited to get back to the UFC October 4th. And I've been going into the archives too. I found my old MGM Grand boxing scorebook and like my scorecard for Mayweather and De La Hoya from May 5th, 2007, Bernard Hopkins and Winky Wright, all these old fights that I used to score like a complete nerd. And now we're getting back into it. So.
Oh, that's exciting. When is that fight for the people so we know?
September 13th, live on Netflix after John Lord Silva and Diego Lopez on ESPN, presumably. So.
Oh, it's that. Oh, good.
Yeah,
well, look,
they staggered
have fun doing it, John.
Yeah,
well,
Jon
you
Anik, you're killing it, man. You've been killing it for a while. You've been killing it for a minute, like Jimmy says. Good for you.
I do
bro.
say that often. Yeah,
Well,
but you're great at
guys.
what you do. You know, we think that you're tremendous, tremendous at what you do, and you know. I hope you enjoy the boxing, but don't leave UFC, please.
Don't leave us.
Never, guys. Well, at least if it were up to me. But thank you guys for having me. Sorry I was a couple minutes late as I tried to navigate this Zoom workplace on my UFC computer. But it's great to see you guys. Don't be strangers. And, you know, even if our show isn't guest heavy, we'd love to have you guys on together or apart at any point in time. So
Anytime
you
get
want,
me on when Longo's there. I like to torture him.
all right. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll surprise him next week, maybe as soon as next week.
I'm down. Jon Anik, congrats on everything, man. You're the best.
Talk to you soon, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Jimmy.
Yes, pal.
I gotta go to the airport. I gotta fly. I'm going across the pond.
I know, but I don't like that.
I meant that was
the
flying.
wings.
I'm not gonna do that again. Jimmy,
have a good flight, man.
It's like a bully. You're a bully. Jimmy.
Yes.
I'm gonna see you in 5 years' time. Can you please listen to that song for me? And then after that, I want you to listen to Punk Rocker by the Teddy Bears featuring Iggy Pop. Jimmy,
okay, let me write this down.
You could do a lot worse. Like Ozzy is gone now. His music's still around. Let's open our mind a little bit.
Okay, buddy.
All right, let's plug the fights.
Yes, this Saturday night. This is a legit fight, and because I am working, I am so happy I'll be able to see this. Let me get this. It's Imavov against Barajo against September the 6th. That is Saturday noon Eastern time are the prelims. 3 p.m. is the main card, which I'm very, very happy. And I wanted to let people know, if you wish to, my podcast this week, the great Dan Soder is my guest. It's very, very funny. I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. Tomorrow I have Columbia, South Carolina, Duluth, Georgia, and Charlotte all this weekend. So come see me if you want.
Man, I'll be at the MAC in Keighley, Yorkshire, England. Yeah, I'm doing a little seminar over there, you know. Maybe I'll have some chips. I'm not into fish. But, you know, I'll find some food over there. So I'm excited about that. But, you know, check out the Matt Serra channel on YouTube. Yeah. And we have a lot of fun stuff on there. You know what I watched the other day?
What?
Because sometimes I watch movies and sometimes I'll do interviews. Sometimes I play VR. You know, I watched a fight. Guess what fight I watched? I wanted to watch a fight and do some commentary over it. If you had to guess which
Matt
fight
Serra
of mine,
I
I watched my Frank Trigg fight the other day on the Matt Serra channel. I did. I 100% did. And if you want to see me talking about my favorite fight, you could watch that on the Matt Serra channel.
I love it. and I guessed it.
Jimmy, safe travels, my friend.
You too, buddy. Have a
and
safe
I will
flight.
see you next week
right,
when
I'll
you fly home.
See you, buddy.
Goodbye, everybody.